Hello friends, welcome to the Cool Vedas. That's Veda School. In the last video we saw how Bhima had reached Nagaloka and as to how he was entertained with the nectar from Rasakunda by the Nagas. Today, let's see what happens further to Bhima in Nagaloka. Now this story is from Sambhava Parva in Adi Parva. Let's listen along to find more about Bhima's encounters in Nagaloka. As Bhima was resting in Nagaloka, here in the banks of Pramanakoti, the Kauravas and Pandavas, having played in the waters to their full liking, finally decided to return to Hastinapura. So they all set out without Bhima. They all set out for Hastinapura, some on horses, some on elephants, while others preferred chariots, etc. And on their way, the loving Pandavas said to one another, "Perhaps Bhima has gone before us." That is what they thought, the Pandava brothers. And all the while, the wicked Duryodhana was very glad in his heart to miss Bhima. And he thus entered the city of Hastinapura with his brothers in full gladness of heart. The virtuous Yudhishthira, who himself was unaware of vices and wickedness, regarded others too to be as honest as himself. So, as soon as he reached home, he met his mother, and with voice filled with fatherly love for his younger brother, he asked Kunti, "Oh, mother, has Bhima come?" "Oh, good mother, I don't find him here. Where has he gone? We searched for him everywhere in the gardens and the beautiful woods, but we found him nowhere there. At last we thought that he might have started before us." "Oh, mother, I'm really worried. Have you sent him anywhere?" "Oh, tell me. I am full of doubts regarding the mighty Bhima. He had been asleep when we last saw him, and now he is nowhere to be found. I conclude that he may be no more," said Yudhishthira. Hearing these words of the highly intelligent Yudhishthira, Kunti shrieked in alarm and she said, "Dear son, I have not seen Bhima. He did not come to me. Oh, son, go quickly with your brothers, search for him, bring him back to me." She then hurriedly summoned Vidura and said, "O illustrious Kshatri, Bhimasena is missing. Where has he gone? The other brothers have all come back from the gardens. Only Bhima of mighty arms has not returned. Duryodhana does not like him. The Kaurava is crooked and malicious and low-minded and imprudent. I am afraid he may have, in a fit of anger, killed my darling Bhima. This burns my heart," cried Kunti. Now Vidura, the very intelligent Vidura, replied. He said, "O blessed one, don't say such things. Protect your other sons with care. If you accuse the wicked Duryodhana, he may kill your remaining sons. The great sage has said that all your sons will be long lived. Therefore, don't worry, Bhima will surely return," said Vidura, comforting Kunti. The wise Vidura, having said such things, comforting words to Kunti, he returned to his abode, while Kunti, in great anxiety, continued to stay at home with her children. Meanwhile, in Nagaloka, Bhimasena finally awoke from his slumber on the eighth day after reaching Nagaloka, and he felt strong beyond measure as a result of having all the nectar that he had drank being digested. Seeing him awake, the Nagas began to cheer him, saying, "O you of mighty arms, the strength giving liquid you drank will give you the might of 10,000 elephants. No one now will be able to vanquish you in fights. O bull of Kuru race, do bath in this holy and auspicious water and return home. Your brothers are very worried for you, so return to Hastinapura hastily." Now, hearing this, Bhima quickly purified himself with a bath in those waters and decked himself with white robes and flowery white garlands. And he ate the paramanna, that is, rice and sugar pudding, which was offered to him by the Nagas. Then Bhima saluted the Nagas and took his leave. He was lifted by the Nagas from under the water and brought to the same garden where he had first disappeared from, after which they themselves disappeared right in front of his eyes. The mighty Bhimasena soon, that is, as soon as he reached the surface of earth, he ran with speed to his mother and bowing down unto her and his eldest brother, and smelling the heads of his younger brothers with love, Bhima, who was also showered with care and hugs from his brothers and mother too, in return. The Pandavas, who were so very affectionate towards each other, all repeatedly exclaimed, "What a joyous day! Oh, what joy!" they said. They had got back their beloved Bhima, alive and thriving, and more stronger than ever. It was truly a joyous day for the Pandavas. After the show of affection, then Bhima finally told his brother everything about the villainous behavior of Duryodhana and also about the unlucky and the lucky incidents that had befallen upon him in Nagaloka. Hearing all this, Yudhishthira, the wise one, said, "Do not speak of this to anyone. From this day, protect each other with care. Don't tell anybody of this incident that had befallen Bhima. But always be very careful and always protect each other." Thus, cautioned by the righteous Yudhishthira, they all, with Yudhishthira himself, became very vigilant from that day on, and they all looked after each other with care. And lest negligence might occur on the part of the sons of Kunti, Vidura too continually offered them his sagely advice. He protected the Pandavas ever, just like a father. Now, sometime after this incident, Duryodhana again mixed poison in Bhima's food. But this time, Yuyutsu. Remember Yuyutsu? Dhritarashtra's son from a Vaishya wife. This Yuyutsu, moved by his friendship for the Pandavas, informed the Pandavas of this. Now, Vrikodara, that is Bhima, even though he knew that the food was poisoned, he without any hesitation swallowed this poisonous food and even digested it. And though virulent the poison, it did not produce any effect on Bhima. That's how strong Bhima had become after his encounter in Nagaloka. When even this terrible poison had failed to kill Bhima, Duryodhana and Shakuni, without giving up their wicked ideas, made numerous attempts to eliminate the Pandavas. And though the Pandavas was aware of each one of these attempts, yet they kept their silence in accordance to Vidura's advice and also the advice of their elder brother Yudhishthira. Meanwhile, Dhritarashtra, seeing the Kuru princes passing their time in idleness and growing very naughty, he thought that it was time for them to learn something. So he appointed Gautama as their guru and sent them unto Gautama for further studies. Now, who is Gautama? Where was he born and to whom? Who gave Gautama the name Kripa, the name by which he became famous later as Kripacharya? Now let's read along Mahabharata and find out more about this. Please like, share and subscribe our channel for more Mahabharata stories. Do not forget to press the bell icon. Thank you. Namaste.